Well, how could I be down when I got lunch date with the woman of my dreams?
You mean Sky?
Who else?
I don't actually see her.
Lionel's dates were a cook-up. Kirsty just talked to Sky.
Oh, man.
What?
I just saw Lionel down at the waterfront. The man is in deep depression.
I'm worried, Sam. I mean, making up lies about dates that never happened is horrible. I mean, it's desperate.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. Oh, look, there he is.
Oh, good. Come on, let's go.
Lionel!
How's it going at my favourite factory?
A factory's right.
Being the boss getting to you, darling?
Does it show?
Just a fraction. I take it everything's running smoothly.
Well, not that smoothly.
Complaints from the staff?
We'll get rid of Ethan and there won't be.
Yeah, he does tend to be a bit overzealous, I know, but he comes highly recommended. They'll get used to him.
Well, I hope so. We're paying him enough.
He'll save us money in the long run. If there's one spare cent in the budgets, he'll find it and put it to good use. We'll get it back tenfold.
But will I still have a job?
We need a director. You're it. And you're very good. So how about you cheer up? You want to know how many meetings I cancelled to have lunch with you?
Well, I've been thinking long and hard about this Marina deal.
You mean long and hard about the money you're going to make on it?
No.
Oh, so this is where you tell me that you're a closet greenie and you're really on our side.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's a possible compromise.
I'm not interested.
Please just hear me out. I've managed to twist Hillary's arm. She's prepared to scale down the marina and leave the mangroves untouched. She's also going to put a small percentage of the profits into a reserve at the end of the bay.
Sounds too good to be true. What put this on?
I did some fast talking and she bought it.
We can still fight and win and get what we really want.
You won't win. There's a lot of money behind this, Becky, and the project will go ahead.
Arrogant, Stuart. Very arrogant.
Look, if Hillary had her way, she would have the bulldozers in there tomorrow. Think about it. But don't take too long, okay? She wants a decision.
Okay, one question. How come you're suddenly going into bat for us?
Well, I care.
Man, I get into this thing, I faint, I go through all this trouble to impress her, then that dork Nielsen turns up, clicks his fingers and she departs.
Would you stop talking about Rebecca?
Ah!
You chose to get into this stupid bird outfit. It's your own fault.
I'm sick of the way all the chicks fall for Nielsen. Why are they all so dumb they can't see what he's really like? No offence, Rach, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whatever I want, he gets. Why?
Well, he's successful, loaded, and he's not bad looking. No offence, Nick. And he's a creep. Oh, I got it.
Hallelujah! What?
You look geekier out of that thing than you do in it.
So how come you two guys were down here?
We're worried about you.
Why?
You didn't look too happy this morning. We're worried about you.
And we saw you jump off the wharf.
So you jumped in after me?
Lionel, we thought you were trying to drown yourself on purpose.
What?
Mate, we heard about you and Sky not working out. And then when I saw you here this
What
morning...
are we supposed to think? It's winter. People don't jump off wharves in the freezing cold just for fun.
Oh, dear. Dearie me. Well, after I saw you, this little fella showed up. And we started playing. Then, when I left, he followed me. So I rolled up a bit of paper and chucked it as a diversion. Well, I left, but the wind caught it and blew it off the wharf. And he chased after it and plop.
Why didn't you tell us that?
Well, you didn't ask me. I mean, how was I supposed to know you were going to jump in after me?
God, this is ridiculous!
I think I just blew it again.
It has come to my attention that a small number of you are having some problems with the sticker system. Stickers are not to be worn. Stickers are not to be played with. Stickers are there to make your jobs easier. In short, they are an aid. Please use them as such.
Oh, I didn't know there was a meeting.
Team talk. Stickers.
Oh, goody.
I hope you mean that, Nurse Roberts. Which brings me to another point. Attitude adjustment. I know adapting to change is never easy. But we have two clear choices here. We either work together as a team, or we...
Oh, gesundheit.
Excuse me. We either work together as a team, or we... The flowers.
Oh, I'm sorry I brought them to brighten the place up. Good for team spirit, eh?
Please. Please remove them.
Oh, certainly, with pleasure. What did you want to see me about?
Guy and I have managed to get access to Professor Ledford's files.
Do you mean he gave them to you?
No. I've read Toby's file, and it's clear he was given a drug that could have caused a seizure.
How many other kids has he done this to?
That we don't know yet.
But you said you work with him.
I did, but I had no idea this was going on.
If I'd never taken Toby...
It's not your fault, Mrs. Hackett. You couldn't have known. Nobody did.
My son is dead, and that man is still practicing medicine.
And not for very much longer. We already have an inquiry underway. Now this has come to light, it'll go to a full commission of inquiry. Harris Ledford's career's over.
It's too late for Toby.
Did you know he gets hay fever?
No, it crossed my heart and hope to die. The flowers were a total coincidence.
Well, at least it shut him up.
Well, the guy's a dog. I'd like to shut him up for good.
Ooh, harsh words, Joanna.
Well, who does he think he is? He shouldn't be allowed to get away with telling us how to do our jobs.
Jojo, how can he pick on a man with such bad allergies? He deserves our sympathy.
Thanks very much, Dr. Warner.
No problem.
Thanks, Carmen.
Yeah, look, I know it's been hard. I'm sorry to put both of you in a compromising position, but thanks.
I've taken care of Graham's discharge papers.
Oh, Tom. Must be the angels.
Excuse me?
Graham Smith must have a guardian angel. Well, how else could he get the bank cheque for his transplant?
I didn't think celestial beings bothered with things like writing cheques.
You know what I mean. But obviously someone cared.
Got 5 minutes?
No.
You said you'd see me after lunch.
Talk.
This monthly pay idea of Ethan's, I've had several of the staff complain to me about it.
Too late, it's happening.
They're not being consulted, Honey, about any of these decisions. And it's them that's directly affected.
They'll learn to live with it.
That's it, is it? Honey, what is wrong with you?
Look, if the staff can't cope with the odd change, too bad. I've got enough stress without you hassling me.
I'm not hassling you. I'm asking you to consider Ethan's decision. Surely you can manage that.
Jeannie, just do what you're paid to do. Admin, leave these staff issues alone.
Oh. So now you're the boss. Suddenly you don't care about the staff anymore. Is that it? Do you realise you're doing nothing around here, honey? Marge, Kirsty, the rest of us, we're getting on with the job. You're burying yourself in paperwork, letting Hilary and Ethan make all the decisions. You're nothing but a mouthpiece for the two of them.
I don't like your attitude.
And I don't like yours.
Then maybe you should consider what we were talking about last week, because this isn't working.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm saying you should consider leaving.
Are you trying to fire me?
Your decision.
I see. This is the ideal method of firing people, is it? They fire themselves, then management don't get their hands dirty. I thought you had more guts, honey.
I don't get it. They want to build a smaller marina and turn the mangroves into a reserve. And they want absolutely nothing in return.
Not a thing.
That is weird. What does the rest of your group think?
We're going to have a proper meeting about it tomorrow. But the people I spoke to were pretty positive.
I thought you wanted Sturgis developments totally out of there.
Ideally, yes. But if we fight them, we haven't got a show. I mean, as Stuart says, they wouldn't bother with compromise. They'd just go ahead with the original plan. At least this way the birds get to keep their nesting ground.
It doesn't sound like the money-grabbing Nelson to me.
Maybe he does care. Why else would he bother?
Because he wants to impress you?
I don't think so.
I do. Stuart Nelson does nothing without a hidden agenda these days.
It can't be that bad.
You've joined the fan club fast.
I have not.
Well, this is pleasant.
How did the conference go?
Oh, very well. I've been invited to do the keynote address in London next year, and several universities in the States are interested. But you didn't phone me to discuss the conference. So, what then?
6 years ago, do you remember a boy called Toby Hackett?
Should I?
His file's in your computer. I've got a copy of it.
May I ask how you got it?
Toby died a few months ago, severely retarded. A few years before that, he'd had a grand mal. How many other kids were there, Harris?
I'm not discussing this, Grace.
Do you really have no feelings for what you've done?
I said I'm not discussing it.
A child has died in the name of research, your research.
What about all the children I've helped? Does that count for nothing?
Toby's mother wants answers, and that's all I'm interested in. And she'll get them.
You're taking this to the press.
Yes, and to a full commission of inquiry. I hope you fry in hell, Harris. Research is one thing, but what you've done is something else.
Oh, someone's birthday.
No.
What's the occasion then?
No occasion.
What then?
Look, that is the problem with this world, Marge. People always want reasons for things. Sometimes you just got to go out there and do it. Put these in a vase, will you?
Certainly. The place could do with a bit of brightening up.
My thoughts exactly. And especially for buttonholes.
Oh, thank you.
Have an ideal day, Marjorie.
I will.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I know, but I did.
Is this perchance the same generosity that got Graham his 50 grand?
Pardon?
Are you denying it?
Nothing to deny.
You know, I wouldn't have thought it fitted your principles.
But Dr. Warner, there are grey areas in this world, things and happenings that cannot be explained. Life is a rare, beautiful and complicated thing, isn't it?
Who's next, Marge?
Where on earth have you been?
Did your hairdryer blow up?
It's none of your business.
Well, what's wrong with her?
I have no idea. But she's just taken the longest unscheduled tea break in history. And she can jolly well explain why.
Marge, is Jenny down there? Did she say where she was going? No. I'll catch you later, Ta.
Moment of your time. The little matter we discussed earlier. The personnel problem in the office. Have you actioned it?
Do you mean have I fired Jenny?
Yes.
Get off my back, Ethan.
Have you spoken with her? She doesn't seem to be in the building.
Jenny stays.
Dr. Rowe Parter.
I said Jenny stays.
Fine. You're the boss.
Hi.
Hey, it's an expanded rail. Oh, cheer up, Nick. I've got some good news.
What?
Just finished talking to Stuart.
I know that.
He's pushed Hillary into developing the marina on a smaller scale. So, the mangroves stay.
Cool.
You don't seem that pleased.
So how come Nielsen's suddenly playing the nice guy?
Look, he's not that bad. I mean, he must have done some pretty fast talking to shift their position on it. Look, I'm off to have a drink with him and talk over some of the details. So you want to come?
No, thanks.
Oh, okay then. I'll see you later then.
You still haven't given me a proper explanation for hurtling off into the wide blue yonder.
I don't want to talk about it. Look, I know I was away for so long, but I'll make up the time.
The water must have been sub-zero.
Yep, it was.
What on earth were you doing?
A dumb wild goose chase. Should have just left him there.
Who?
No one.
Well, don't come complaining to me when you get a thumping cold.
It has been brought to my attention, Mrs. Nielsen, that there are some weak areas in reception.
I beg your pardon?
Toys should be kept in an orderly manner.
They are. Unless a child is playing with them. You don't want to ban children from the premises.
Of course not. I want you to order plastic covers for the magazines.
Certainly.
And must we have all this clutter on the desk?
If we wish to serve our clients efficiently, yes.
I trust you've read the chapter, Efficient Workstation Methods, in our booklet.
Actually, I haven't had time.
Perhaps we could take the time now. I think you'll find the hints on prioritising tasks most
Excuse me.
Got a cold coming on?
No, it's the...
Oh, bless you.
There is a very nasty bug going around, Dr. Gill.
Excuse me.
Poor thing. Have to do something about that.
You ever get the feeling that life is just one big pus-covered sore? I mean, every time I get it together, Nielsen comes along and sticks his big hoof in it. He thinks he's some big-time, high-powered jerk. You're not listening.
Oh, yes, I am. What's he done now?
Stolen a babe, that's all. Man, has he got us sucked in.
Stuart already has a girlfriend, Nick.
You think that matters? Isn't this the part where you're supposed to tell me that I'm handsome and intelligent and worth 3 of Stuart?
You are.
Very convincing, Mum.
I'm sorry, I've got a lot on my mind, and for once, you're not top of the list.
Let me guess. Work?
They're trying to fire me.
What? They can't do that.
Oh, yes, they can. It seems I don't fit their new image. It's ironic, really. I was thinking of leaving, and then Marge more or less talked me out of it.
Oh, they won't get rid of you. I mean, McKenna can't even wipe his own bum without you organising it for him.
This has got nothing to do with him. He's still on the cruise.
So who's in charge?
Honey?
Well, see, what have you got to worry about? He'll stick up for you. He's a dude.
Nick, it's that dude that wants to fire me.
So, what's the story with Graham Smith?
Just been discharged off to Brisbane in a couple of days.
Excellent. One less thing to worry about.
You hear about the mystery donor?
No.
You should get down among the people, mate. You're getting out of touch.
Mate, I don't need you to tell me that.
Trouble with Hillary?
No, just trouble. So, what's the story with the mystery donor? Haven't you heard him knocking?
I trusted you. I thought we were friends.
We are.
Friends don't fire each other. What gives you the right to treat my mother like that after all she's done for you?
Whoa, just slow
She told
down.
me all about it, how the power's gone to your head, how she doesn't fit in with your new image. Man, I thought McKenna was swamp scum. He's got nothing on you.
Nicholas...
You fire my mother and you'll have me to answer to.
I'm not firing your mother.
What?
I said I'm not firing Jenny.
So how come she thinks you are?
We just had a little misunderstanding.
Well, you'd better get your act together. Haven't you ever heard of communication skills?
Should I ask?
No. Would you like this job? I am suddenly very, very sick of it.
Grace, did Ledford turn up?
Yeah.
How did it go?
He got down on his hands and knees and begged for forgiveness. How do you think?
I'm sorry, it must have been tough.
That's one way of describing it.
Dr. Kwan.
Should you be at work with that cold?
Hay fever. Nasty. Oh, must we have flowers from one end of the clinic to the other? Oh, well, they do seem to have a cheering effect on the patients, not to mention the staff. And I would have thought it was in keeping with the new bright, right, ideal way. Can we find time this afternoon to go over HDU procedures?
Sure, make an appointment at reception. We'll discuss it while I prescribe some antihistamines for that hay fever. To the banded rail?
To the planet. What's this?
It's an invitation to the next eco-action meeting.
What, even though I'm the enemy?
Oh, we could educate you. And then Hillary could come along too.
Now that'd be pushing things.
Yeah. Hey, seriously though, thanks for your help. It restores my faith in human nature.
Even though it's a compromise?
Sometimes you have to compromise.
Hey, Kirst, you warmed up?
Yeah, you?
I'm fine. Can I get you something to drink?
No, I'm still at work. I wanted to apologise. I was pretty grumpy before.
Oh, no, that's cool, man. I mean, it's not every day one takes a plunge into the ocean fully clothed.
Yeah, for no reason. I'll kill one when I see him.
Guess you better do it now, then. Look, Kirsty, I owe you an apology. I'm a knucklehead, I know this.
A dork, more like. Only a dork would make up pathetic stories like that, Lionel. Friends don't lie to each other.
I know. That's not the only thing I've been lying about. This whole date fiasco thing has simply proved the one thing I already know. I mean, there is no one else. I don't want anyone else. I just want you. Dorky or what?
You really scared me today.
I know. I'm sorry. I've brought you something. It's dry now.
I can see that. Poor little thing. I'm sorry I was so grumpy before.
I'd like to take you out. On a date. A real date.
I'd like that.
Would someone care to explain?
Well, it's our tribute to Ideal Health.
Yeah, a sort of impressionist tribute.
Though we thought the room needed brightening
This is a hospital, not a playground. I would have expected the staff to have a higher mental age than 7. I could get you sacked for this. There are a dozen good nurses out there for every one of you. Nurses who don't waste time and money on pointless gestures. You may not like Ideal Health, but I'm sure you'd prefer it to the dole queue. I'll leave you to consider that while I discuss the situation with your Director of Nursing.
Hello. Hello. You're Hilary Sturgis, aren't you? I'm Rebecca Frost, one of the campaigners from Eco Action. We're involved in the Marina development.
Oh, one of our green friends.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to thank you for scaling down the Marina. Those nesting grounds were really important to us.
Yes, well, they mean rather a lot to me, too.
Sorry?
Our nasty little Marina is a money guzzler. I was about to can it.
You mean the whole project?
Yes.
Hang on. What made you change your mind?
One of my staff came up with a better idea. Scale it down, keep it small and exclusive. Your little feathered friend's just got lucky.
Do you mind if I ask whose idea it was?
Stuart Nielsen's, if you must know.
What?
Is it you or is it me? Lately I've been lost it seems. I think a change is what I need. If I'm looking for a chance or a dream, Shortland Street. Taking time to hold my place. Yesterday's another race. Just living for the times we've seen. When the writing on the wall says I'll be Shortland Street. If you want to find a way of searching for another world, it's hard to see.